What's going on, everyone? My name is Sherwin, and today we are in the garage studios, but we will be going into the Cybertruck because this video is a week after taking delivery. And so I did a similar video with our Model X Plaid. I did a closer look video, so that's what I'm gonna plan on doing with the Cybertruck, where it's kind of like a discovery video. This is our first Cybertruck. I've never had too much experience with it prior to taking delivery, so we're gonna explore. I got some notes already written down to share with you what that week feels like or has been. But yeah, if you haven't checked out the Model X Plaid closer look video, do check it out. But yeah, today we're gonna be checking out the exterior. We're gonna be walking around, start exploring things, showing you some of the things that I've noticed after taking delivery. We're gonna be talking about charging solutions at home. We're gonna look at the interior. We are also going to be talking a little bit about planned accessories or accessories that I want to get for the truck, as well as existing accessories from the Rivian R1T. I can switch between the two. So what it's been like driving it so far, and there's been a couple of issues that I want to share with you all. Okay, so here is the exterior of the truck. I mean, this thing is pretty big. At one point I thought it wasn't as big because I guess I gotten so used to it checking out other friends' truck, but it's pretty big. I think it's a little bit wider than the R1T, at least that's what it feels like when I'm driving it. The first thing I want to mention is the misalignment on the frunk. Again, I'm not really that big on the misalignment things and the scratches, as long as it doesn't affect the drivability or the safety of the vehicle. But I just want to point that out, and I've also added it to our first service ticket, just so that it's on the record. To give you an idea, I got a triangle to measure the triangle. but I don't know if you can tell how that is. If that's normal. Again, this is our first Cybertruck, so I'm not really too familiar if it's still within spec. Generally, they have a tool, like a little stick or a cone, to measure the gaps, and that's how they can consider whether or not it's within spec. But there is somewhat of a misalignment. I added it to the ticket just so that it's on record, but on the other side, I mean, you know, so I don't know if I'm using this tool correctly, but I just wanted to show you a perspective, so you can go ahead and check that out. But if you put it down here and you move it up here, I don't know, but just wanted to show it. Now, something new that I found last night is this right here. I wonder if you can see it. I'm trying to focus on there. Like, look like someone bit it. But again, this is not something I'm gonna make a big deal about, but I just found out last night as I was checking things out. But I wonder if it'll be covered, like no issues when we PPF it or wrap it. That's something that we have to let the wrap shop know about and see if they can do something about it. I just don't want it coming out, but I don't know if y'all can see that. Now, this is that scratch I was sharing with you all during delivery day. I don't know if you could even see it, but it's this area right here. I did stop by the service center for a question and mentioned that because some of you have commented and I've asked friends with Cybertrucks about scratches, and they try to remedy it with the service center, that wouldn't make it worse. And they said it can get worse. If it does get worse, and it you know, they may replace the entire panel. I don't want this thing to be in service any longer than it needs to be. Again, if it doesn't affect the drivability or the safety, it's not really a big deal to me. If it does affect the wrap or the PPF that we're gonna try to get on there, hopefully the wrap shop knows how to fix that. I'm sure they do. They've wrapped so many Cybertrucks. We haven't figured out where we want to take it yet. So yeah, I mean, we're exploring different solutions and things, but the other thing too is Dennis during a delivery video had mentioned there may be some uneven wear on the tires. So have the service center just check the alignment on it and maybe do an alignment because this is a demo vehicle. It had a little over 2,000 miles on there. So we shall see what's going on. Now we are on the rear side of the truck and I don't know if this is normal. Can you see it? Let me take out my triangle tool just to show right there. So is it supposed to be like flush? I don't know. Let me know. But yeah, just wanted to show that it's on both sides. So I'm assuming that it's normal, like it's meant to be that way. But just let me know in the comments because we've only had the truck for a week. So this is the B-pillar scratch. I don't know if it shows up on the camera real well. More than likely this was caused by them rubbing the key card along trying to unlock the vehicle. But they'll probably replace the glass area. And I don't know, if not, it's fine, whatever. But just wanted to show that to you all, what that condition is in. But I would like to get this one at least replaced. I don't know if you could buff that out. The scratches are kind of deep, but I'm not an expert, so we shall see on the service appointment. All right, so talking with some friends, they said that there is a missing piece here on the tonneau cover at the very top. I think this is what they're referring to. And it may help with like leaks. I'm not really sure. Let me know if this is that missing piece that people have been mentioning online. I think I can add it to the service ticket and ask them if they can replace or provide the part for this. But if I am incorrect, then I apologize. But I think there is a missing piece here. But we shall see. I will ask. So one of the sharpest areas that I've noticed is this part. This is the driver side rear door, but this part right here is fairly sharp. If you are washing your Cybertruck and you are drying it, do watch out for that part right there. It's very sharp. I think there's even on the other side even sharper. This is the other side, and yeah, it's fairly sharp right here. So be careful if you're drying your truck and you run across that. That's pretty sharp. All right, so what I wanted to also mention that many people may not realize is, okay, so this is a CCS adapter that you may end up needing at some point if you are road tripping and there are no Tesla superchargers around. There are areas that you may end up having to use a CCS charging station, but here's the problem, at least for like current or maybe first adapters, maybe they're gonna fix this, but this part of the charging port it sticks out. So when you try to use this adapter, it ain't gonna work. See, as you can see, it is not going to work because that's in the way. So many friends of mine who have used CCS adapters, what they do is they get an EV jack. I don't know if you've seen the ads for those, the EV jack where you can disconnect from superchargers in an emergency. So what it is you put that EV jack adapter right here, and it allows you to extend this, I guess, nozzle area to about this part right here. And now you can use the CCS adapter. So keep that in mind if you are looking at CCS adapters. It may not work just because of this part right here. All right, the Tonneau operation is pretty nice. I'd say it's much better than the Rivian tonneau cover, the Rivian one. I don't have a tonneau cover, but I've seen videos and I've gone to the demo vehicles and checked it out and played with it. It's much louder. But here, and shout out to the people who commented and said if I push even further down, it's like a 2-stage button that it'll automatically open and automatically close, or fully open, fully close. I was not aware of that until finally owning one, but yeah. So it's fairly quiet. I got the bow there still. And those are the wheel covers. I have not installed it. But yeah, it's been very windy, and as you can see, dust have accumulated in there and dirt has accumulated in there. But operations for the tonneau and the tailgate are working just fine. And I think I mentioned it in a previous video, I think it was during the demo drive, that what I love about this tailgate is it's spring loaded. Again, thank you for the comments to correct me on it, but this is spring loaded. I thought it was hydraulic, but it's spring loaded, so it's very easy to close with one hand. There is the rear view camera that acts as your rear view mirror when the tonneau is closed. I wish they would I hope they redesign that part and put it up there. My Rivian has a camera, a bed camera there. So I don't know, maybe in future Cybertrucks they would do that. So it's not that difficult to hop onto the bed of the Cybertruck. The Rivian has the gear tunnel door that you could step on because the Rivian doesn't have a bumper. But yeah. What I'm excited for on this Cybertruck that I wish Rivian had was the L-Track system, which is this right here. You could get many different accessories here that you could hang things on and clamp things on, stuff like that. Right back here we have the plugs, the outlets. We have two 120 volt outlet and one 240 volt. So in a previous video, we actually charged a Model 3 and it was giving about 30 amps, I think, and it was charging at about 6 or 7 kilowatts in speed. There were some reports online that said that these were no longer available on non-foundation series, but as you can see, they are still there. Those are for the mounting your crossbars and other accessories. But yeah, they are still there. Even here, right on top of the glass, there's two, one over there as well. So total of 8. They are still here in the non-foundation VIN 41000. So this cover right here will reveal your manual tailgate to pop it open. If you lost power or it malfunctions, there is a manual like release here. All right, so these are the all-terrain tires, the Cyber wheels. The tire size is 285/65/20. Wheel size is 20 inch, but the tires, I believe, are 35 inch. They're fairly large, and I've already hit a curb trying to park it, but the good thing is they are so thick. A lot of tire right there, a lot of sidewall, that I didn't scratch the wheel at all. These are Goodyear tires, and from my understanding, I think they switched to Pirelli Scorpions on the all-season ones. I'm not sure if the newer Cybertrucks with all-terrain tires are also Pirelli Scorpions. The Rivian R1T is on Pirelli Scorpions, and they are the road tire all-season. They are 21 inch. One thing I found new was there is a button here to open the frunk. I didn't know. So we are going to open the frunk. Now, compared to the Rivian R1T, this is a very, very small frunk size. And I thought there was actually more space or more storage under here, but you can't really open it. But this is it. This is the frunk size. There's two ways to close this. You could use this button here, And you could also use this button here. So if you get trapped in here, number one, congratulations, because this is not really that big. But if you have kids that mess around, they can get themselves out by pressing that button there. This is the windshield washer fluid, where we do one of the maintenance that EVs may require depending on where you live. In Southern California, we hardly get any rain, so we don't use this as much, and so we don't have to fill it up as much. But this is one of the maintenance that you do have to do with EVs, is replace the windshield washer fluid. Not replace, but fill up, refill. Refill the windshield washer fluid. So it's right here, it's in the frunk. All right, this is the wiper, very big and pretty heavy. I tried lifting it up. Now, I don't know if it's just because it's connected to this and it prevents it from lifting up. There is a scratch here already. Looked like the paint already peeled. I could have them take a look and see, but it's a truck, you know, it's a truck. It's all good. So one thing I was surprised is we had a little bit of drizzle the other day, and the auto thing still kind of sucks, but when it did operate, it does stay down here. Like, it doesn't like swipe down and swipe up, or wipe down and wipe up and go back to this position. It actually remains down here at some period, and then it comes back up. So I don't know if that's one thing that the Tesla engineers try to improve, because many have complained that, I guess, the water drips a certain way when it's up this way. I don't know, but that was a surprise to me. I didn't know that. So it does stay down here at that position for some time and then comes back up. So very interesting. I didn't know that. I didn't see it in any other video as well. Maybe some people have mentioned it, but I'm going to mention it on this. As far as camera position, we have one down here. Up there, we have a pair on the fender, front wheel fender, one on each side. We have a pair here on the B pillars, and right here on the tailgate we have one right here. So I hope they implement like bird's eye view. I mean, Tesla vision is okay, but man, I really like the Rivian's bird's eye view. You should be able to do it with all those cameras. We are now closing the tonneau cover. Very smooth, quiet, and hopefully it doesn't give me any issues in the future. So one thing I did learn is this is not the headlights. This is actually the daytime running lights, DRLs. The headlights are actually down here, and the turn signals are down here. Many have noticed snow buildup. So I don't know what Tesla did. I think they may have done something to remedy that. But yeah, there are people who have complained that snow buildup does happen here, and it covers the headlights. Got the tow hooks right here in the front, two of them, one on each side. Now we're gonna hop inside. This is the button to get in. Now this, pressing it, it doesn't, like, I don't feel the actuator, is that what it's called, as much as I do with the other door buttons, but it works. And when you press it, it does slightly open. Now the cool thing with this is you can't close it from this position. You can't close it. No matter how hard you try, you can't close it. The way to close it after this is you have to open it slightly, and then you could close it. Okay, so about a week after taking delivery, we have traveled 673 miles. 260 kilowatt hours of energy has been used, and our average energy is 387 watt hour per mile. Just for fun with numbers, I'm going to put up what possible cost would have this would have incurred had I not had the 3-month free supercharging. But currently we are sitting on 23% state of charge or 71 miles in range. The reason for that is because I don't charge at home during this 3 months. At least I'm planning to just mostly charge at the superchargers because it is free. And because of that, I can't even charge overnight like I normally do. But there is a question from a previous video asking what is my charging solution at home, being that the truck will be parked mainly outside. So we're gonna go and check that out. What we have is the Tesla wall connector. This is the V3. It does come with the 24-foot cable, I believe. So it should be long enough. Now this is not the universal, this is the NACS connector, and it has built-in Wi-Fi and everything like that. So this is on the, I guess, left side of the garage if we're looking towards the house. No issues if the cars are parked in the garage, but I have parked my Rivian in front of the house, and no issues there charging the Rivian because the port is in the front. But as you can see, the cables do reach. Let's follow that cable just to give you an idea how we are situated here. But yeah, there goes the wall connector right over there charging. But yeah, we have the Model Y parked here. Now my references as far as being able to park the two trucks is this line right here in the middle. As long as I clear it, I could park both trucks on the driveway, but no issues charging right here. And the garage will close because the garage door is like this line of dirt. We've had plenty of winds the last day or two, but that's where the garage line, like where it closes, so it clears it right there. It clears it, so no issues charging. Thank you for the question. So I wanted to also give you a comparison. At home I can charge at 11 kilowatt in speed, and the closest supercharger is at 72 kilowatt in speed. If I were to charge it at home at 24% state of charge to 80%, it's around 6 hours, versus if I go to that 72 kilowatt supercharger, it's about an hour. This is what I want to show you, how deep this this thing is. We are looking at about 36 inches, 3 feet from where the windshield is to like the end of I guess where the dashboard, or you know, where it begins or ends. 36 inches, y'all. So this is the Squar-cle steering wheel. It is fairly smaller than the usual, but the cool thing is it doesn't impede or like cover the screen. Unlike in the Model X, the regular steering wheel actually covers the bottom left of your screen. Now, these are real buttons like in the Model 3 Highland, a very huge improvement compared to the Model X. I really do not like those buttons, I don't. But these are real buttons here. The horn is in the appropriate spot, which is the center. I believe the new redesigned steering wheel of Model X and Model S, the horn is in the proper place. There is a camera button here for your rear view mirror. And then you have your wiper button there and your voice command. I'm actually wondering who uses the voice commands on Tesla. I have not used it at all. I just do it. I don't even know the voice command, any voice commands actually. One thing that people have mentioned is the position of the window controls. You gotta have like T-Rex arms I'm at the entry position, so I can get to these without any issue. But when I drive, my seat is actually closer to the steering wheel, and these look, the location of these buttons are actually further back. Now with the Rivian R1T, it's like way out here in the front. So when I try to adjust the windows and not look at them, I tend to open and close the rear windows because I think that they are the front windows because it's way up here. So that's the difference between the Rivian and the Cybertruck. Their window controls, the Cybertruck window controls are more to the back, whereas in the Rivian they're further to the front. Okay, so I want to mention this. This is the sunshade, and the way it's designed, you can see that here there is like a roof or a ceiling that runs across between the windshield and the glass roof that is mostly visible to the back. This is where the position of the front seats are. So you can kind of see the glass roof a little bit. Unlike in the Model X, you have those helicopter cockpit view. It's very nice. And in the Model 3 and Model Y, this is actually a lot skinnier, or I don't know what the word is, but it's not as large running across. Now, so these are held in place with magnets. So if you get to close it, see, it's magnets. The problem with this design is if the sun somehow is like located like right here in between. It has happened. That's why I want to mention this. It has happened. So you can't put this up this way, and you can't even put it up this way because that sun is going to blind you in either direction, either side. It kind of sucks. So I don't know if you guys ran into that issue, but it has happened numerous times, enough for me to mention it. But yeah. All right, I will be another person saying that the wireless charging solution sucks in the Cybertruck. It heats up the phones. Man, it heats it up really bad. The Rivian one is no exception, except their design doesn't really heat it up as bad as the Cybertruck, but where the magnets are, like it's not stable. So it's just useless. It doesn't work on the Rivian. On my phone, on the cup holder, because I don't want to leave it here, it just heats it up. I guess I could flip it this way so that it doesn't charge and continue to heat up. But yeah, the design is just really bad. I don't like it because I end up having to use the cup holder. That's where I'm going to store it. Now, I've seen many accessories with mag back and everything, but what I may want to look for is an under screen storage solution. I'm looking for that kind of solution. I've seen some, but I want to continue to investigate. But yeah, that I don't like that. Now you will notice we got the tactical gray. I actually kind of prefer this over the white. The white actually comes with black seats, so I wish it would have came with white seats. I mean, you're paying that money to get the white interior, but the seats remain black. So I don't know what's up with that. Other models, Model 3, Model Y, S, X, if you change the interior color, the seats also change color with the interior color that you choose. Model S and X have 3 colors to choose from. You have black, white, and cream. Whereas with Model 3 and Model Y and Cybertruck, you only have white and black. But again, the seats stay black. The way to open the doors is real buttons right here, unlike in the Model S and X. I love these buttons. This is actually, I thought it was a storage at first, but it actually goes through. I think there's third-party accessories that could turn this into like a storage that puts a flooring here so you don't have to see. You see my fingers go through it, so you can, I think, get third-party accessories and turn this into a storage. The side doors are fairly huge for big cups and stuff. And yeah, the sound system in here, man, it's amazing. It's just like the Y and the X that we've had. I really like the sound system. So the bad thing about these black seats, you can see that it's starting to show like white stains. I don't know what these are, but I think all of our cars, Abby's Model Y 7-seater were black interior, but everything else we've gotten white interior or cream. I don't know how I feel about the black seats, but I know there's third-party accessories that you could put covers on there, but I don't know how it's gonna function with the ventilated features and all that, so I'm not really looking into it. All right, so inside the center console, you have a 110 outlet over there, and you have one USB-C port down there. Now, the cool thing that the Cybertruck has is this cover has space, so you can actually run cables out of this console so it doesn't pinch it. So as you can see, it doesn't pinch the cables. Good job. The Rivian R1T also has a little hole that you can pop the cables out if you want to run the cables from inside the center console. Other models don't have that, man. So that's good that they did this. I wish they would improve this design. So right here we have the rear view camera. The thing is, when you flip the left or right turn signal, the blind spot cameras turn on and it replaces the rear view camera. And I'll show you. See, it goes away. And then when you turn it back on, the rear view camera comes back on. This is an 18-inch screen, and I mean, there's plenty of room elsewhere that you could continue to show it. That's something I have to get used to, because sometimes I look in the rear view camera or the rear view mirror when I do turns, just so that someone doesn't hit me from the back. It's just something that I normally do. So that's something I hope that Tesla will redesign or add into a future update. Maybe it's because there's just too many things going on. I don't know. But yeah, I hope they can figure out something where the rear view camera stays on and then the blind spot cameras also are enabled. Just like what many people have already mentioned, the A-pillar, that part is really a blind spot. There's been one or two occasions that I had to double check and there was someone like ready to cross the street. So be very careful. Yeah, that is a blind spot right there. The Rivian, great. A-pillar design, very, very skinny. What is the word I'm looking for? It's not as, it doesn't obstruct the view as bad as the Cybertruck does. The Model X is kind of similar, but I don't think it's as bad as the Cybertruck A-pillar. But yeah, Rivian A-pillar, great. EVBase sent out these floor mats to put in the brand new Cybertruck. These are premium TPE material made out of high quality thermoplastic elastometers. The floor mats are not only eco-friendly and recyclable, but also provide exceptional durability and longevity. Compared to traditional floor mats, EVBase all-weather interior floor mats are thought out. They feature vertical walls and custom textures that help protect the interior, ensure easy cleanup, and keep your shoes from getting dirty. Installation is a breeze without additional tools or modification. Simply drop in the mats and that's pretty much it. The set comes in 3 pieces, one for the driver's side, one for the passenger side, and one for the second row. I'm not too sure about the fitment on the passenger front ones. It may just need time to stretch out, So I may just need time to stretch out, but just wanted to show you what it looks like. On the passenger side, driver's side fits fine. This part actually covers the rivet, so if you're okay with that, then it's great. The reason why it covers a rivet is because the sides have like that vertical wall, so that if you do spill things, or it just traps dirt in there. That way it doesn't fall into the carpet. So the rear actually fits great. Now there are some that are floating up because again it needs time to just stretch out. But the fitment in the rear is pretty good. So check out the edges. Yeah, I like them, but we'll keep an eye out on that passenger mat. So if you want to check it out, I have the links in the video description below. I also have any discount codes you could use to apply to the purchase of anything from EVBase. Thank you very much, EVBase, for sending out these items. And now back to the video. We are checking out the rear, or the second row of the Cybertruck. One thing that's cool, these doors open very wide, close to about 90 degrees. I'd say about 85 degrees. But it does open really wide, so if you need to put kids in their car seats, should be very easy to do. Now these seats are similar to the Rivian R1T. There is a little pull tab here, or a pull, I don't know, and it's even shaped. Look at the shape of that. But yeah, if you pull that, what it does is it unlocks the seats, and you can lift it up and it locks in place, and you have extra storage here. Now the difference is, on the Rivian you have like storage bins already. You can get third party or first party, I believe. I think Tesla sells them. Storage bins here as well if you want. Now what I love about this is because we have dogs. We have 2 poodles, 1 mini poodle and 1 standard poodle. So the standard poodle is about 62 pounds, a medium-sized dog. In the Rivian, when we bring her with us, she's all over the chairs. And with this, if I don't put the storage bins, she has all this room. And all I need to do is just get the covers to protect the screen and stuff, and the seats. But I think this is a much better design because there are no storage bins. It's like an optional accessory. So whenever I bring her, I don't have to put the storage bins, and she can have plenty of room. That seat can also go up as well. Now this plug is by Anker. I've shown it off in other videos with the Rivian, and the reason why I want to talk about this and share this with you all is because I love this accessory. And what it does is it has 2 outlets right there, and 2 USB-C and 2 USB-A. And when I need to plug my MacBook Pro like really quick, because the MacBook Pro comes with the MagSafe on one side and USB-C on the other, and it has that option, and it charges it pretty fast. And in the back you have 2 USB-C and the outlet right there. Now I have the link below in the video description with an Amazon affiliate if you want to go pick it up. But I really like this outlet. It's very versatile. Now keep in mind that these outlets are not on by default. You have to change it in the settings to behave however you want. Now the difference between this and the Rivian, the USB-C is actually not next to or underneath the screen of the Rivian. Here the screen is all on its own. It's a touch screen, and you have the vents right here. One thing I want to note though about the seats, they are comfy, but this part, is it the bolstered part? It's fairly high, and getting in and out of the vehicle, I have to like try to hop out. Otherwise my butt is just gonna rub right along this, and there is already some wear. And I don't know if that's me or the 2,000 miles of just use prior to me taking delivery, but this is something that's fairly high. I don't believe the Model X seats are like that. The Model Y has something very similar, but it isn't as pronounced as this. But this is something I've noticed getting in and out of the vehicle that my butt always rubs against. So just be aware of that. I haven't really sat in the rear seats, but it's fairly spacious, at least for my two boys and my father-in-law. I want to mention that although this is three-person second row, that middle seat doesn't have heated seats. Only the left side and the right side have heated seats functionality. So I guess it's a 4.5 seat truck. I don't know. But yeah, that middle one actually will fold down for cup holders. For accessories, I want to share a few things that I already have and I plan to get. So this is that 4x4 little wagon thing that we always bring. I think we got it at Costco. So we always bring that. I do have my old Tesla mobile connector, my mobile charging. This was originally from the first Model X long range, because they no longer come with it. We carried it with our Model X, but since it will be surrendered, then it goes with the Cybertruck. The next thing is I always carry a air compressor, battery operated. This is a Ryobi. And even though the Rivian has a air compressor, I don't really trust the accuracy of it, so I always bring it. And then this would also be in the Cybertruck as well. I have a lot of Ryobi stuff. Next thing we have is this Stoke Voltaics cooking system. I actually won this from a Rivian event and used it in the Death Valley trip with the Rivian Club. If you haven't checked out that video, please go check it out. This one is the bins that I would use to carry stuff in. I got it at Home Depot. I think it's like a 25 or 27 gallon. This one is the Ninja. It's like cooler. Full disclosure, this was sent out for review. I have links in the video description below. This one is the Anker Solix. I think it's the C1000. In the Rivian Death Valley trip, I actually said C300. That was incorrect. This is the 1000. It has a 1 kilowatt hour battery, so it's the C1000, and it came in handy on that trip. If I don't want to use the onboard outlets, I can use this as an additional power source. It also comes with solar panels, so I can charge the battery inside, but very useful to have. Also, the links are in the video description, Amazon affiliate link. Next is this Insta Crate. I got it at Costco, but this is the one that really folds down flat, and then you can open it up and it becomes a crate. So this is what it looks like when it is open. So I have a couple of CCS adapters. This one is from Hansshow. They didn't send it to me, but I did win this at one of the Tesla events, Tesla Club SoCal events. I won this. This one is from Rexing. This one was sent to me for a review from Best Buy. Now, keep in mind that the CCS adapters, the way these are, will not work on its own because of what I showed you earlier. You're going to need an additional adapter. Hopefully, newer CCS adapters will have a longer nozzle to compensate for the design of the Cybertruck's charge port location. So we shall see. I have a Kuat Transfer V2 bike hitch that I use initially with the Model Y Performance. All of our vehicles have hitch receivers, so if you haven't checked out the video on that, please go check it out. But I could also use that accessory if I don't want to use the bed. All right, so this is a Swagman bike rack. I haven't done a video on it. They sent it out for me for a review. But once I get all the crossbars and everything situated, I will do a review, so stay tuned for that. I have already used it and I really like it, so thank you Swagman for sending it out for me to check out and to share, so please stay tuned to that one. Other accessories I am considering is to get some interior storage bins and things, so I'm doing a little bit of research. A couple of brands have reached out for me to check out some other things, so stay tuned for that. I haven't really fully decided on which to go with. I am looking into running boards. I love having running boards since I got it on the Rivian. Still checking out which design I like, because there are some out there that doesn't really go with the design of the Cybertruck. So I'm kind of, I don't know. I've seen some videos like from Cobra where he tried one that looks like it matches. So I'm reaching out to him to see if he can give me information on those. So there's running boards and there's Nerf bars. I did a quick look at what the differences are. I guess one has an easier time. If it accumulates like snow and dirt, you could remove it. I think the Nerf bars are like that. So once we get something, then maybe we could look further into the differences between Nerf bars and running boards. There's also rock sliders, so a lot of different things. All right, so talking about the driving experience so far, just about a week of driving, it feels wider than the Rivian R1T. That's my initial impression. That's it. Parking in reverse is the best way to park. I think it's easier to do it and easier to get out. One thing that I have to get used to, and I'm still getting used to, is that rear wheel steering. It does such a great job that I overcompensate, but I'm using the mirrors as they tilt down so that I don't hit or go over any of the lines. So it's very helpful. The lines on the rear camera really help, because when you turn the wheel, it actually curves. It curves and it gives you like an estimated angle of where you're going to end up with. So those are very useful. I use that a lot. We do have the full self-driving for 3 months. I don't use it. It does have auto park. I've used it a good number of times, but I end up canceling it because I get very impatient and I'm like, man, I could have just done this in like 1 or 2 like turns. So yeah, I mean, it's convenient, but I get very impatient and I'd rather just do it myself. I'm the type of person that's like, you want something done right, do it yourself. That's just me. I noticed when driving in the carpool lane, the double lines are not rendered appropriately. Like, I don't know, it's weird. I took some clips, so check it out. Sometimes it shows as yellow lines even though they're painted white. So just wanted to share that with you all. It's just weird to me. I have played with FSD. I think it's 13.2.2, I think. And so it's the same version as the Model X is running, both running hardware 4. Both feel pretty good. A huge improvement to V12 as far as hardware 4 is concerned. So yeah, I mean, I like the improvements, but I don't use FSD that much. All right, so with issues, there have been 2 that I want to mention. The first one happened like 2 days after we took delivery. So I got like a suspension warning or something, because when you put it in drive, the truck raises up. When you put it in park, the truck lowers and puts itself in, but every time you put it on park, it actually lowers to help you get in and out of the truck. Once I get the Nerf bar or the running boards, I may try to disable that simply because it's no longer necessary with the boards installed. I don't have kneel mode enabled in the Rivian R1T. It does have similar feature. It's called kneel mode, where it would kneel so that you can get in and out of the car a lot easier than if it was higher. I just turned it off because I just don't like just running those motors up and down, the compressors up and down. So I just don't want to. And plus, I already have the running boards on there, so it isn't that necessary. I think it was necessary without the running boards, but the running boards do help a lot. Also, it does take time to raise up and lower, so I'm not gonna sit there and wait. There are also other times when I'm just dropping Abby off in front of the store, and if I put it on park, it does its thing and then it raises it up as soon as she gets out. So I just don't like that feature. The next weird issue actually happened yesterday. We were waiting in the parking lot. Abby was doing something and I just stayed in the car. And you know how the car or the truck would go to sleep. Like after a few minutes or after 5-10 minutes of you just idling there, not doing anything, just parking, waiting, the car goes to sleep. Now, when I tried to turn it on, it wouldn't turn on by pressing on the brake pedal. The screen remained black. The windows, however, continue to work. I could raise it up and down. And then I remember the Model X had something similar that it did that, where the screen just wouldn't turn on, it wouldn't wake up, it just wouldn't do anything. So if you open the door, it actually forces it to wake up. And then once you close it, like everything turns back on. So it was just a weird glitch. I don't know if you all experienced that. Do let me know if you did. But I think it's just a glitch. I don't think it's anything, you know, serious or whatever. I have experienced it on the Model X twice, and this time the Cybertruck once. I hardly just sit in the car until it like turns off, because I'm usually out and about doing things. But it's just, I just stayed in the car and waited for Abby because she had to do some things. But that's really it. Those two issues might just be glitches. That suspension thing went away. And but I do have it on my service ticket just for them to check it out. I have the timestamps for them to review any logs if it created anything. So a couple more things. It was asked that why have two trucks? Based on the initial impressions and how I feel about the two trucks, I think they're two different vehicles. The Cybertruck really does feel good to drive. I'd rather drive that as a daily driver over the Rivian. To me, it's more of like an SUV, a 5-seater SUV. That's how I feel about it. And where the Rivian is really more of a truck. Like the Cybertruck is an SUV with a bed. And then the Rivian is like a truck. I don't know if that makes any sense. But that's just the initial impressions. Later on, I'll do follow-up videos to talk more about it, because I haven't had enough time with the Cybertruck to give it a fair comparison. So just stay tuned for that. But yeah, I would much prefer the Rivian as the weekend truck. That's why it's a lease. And I've already taken it out on a couple of off-roading adventures and love it. So that may change once I bring the Cybertruck to off-roading adventures. We're going to try and do that. It does have all-terrain tires already. Some people don't like them and they swap them out for better tires. But I'm not like a heavy-duty, you know, off-road specialist or anything like that. But once we do more adventures on it, maybe I'll change my mind. Maybe I'll think that both of them are worthy enough to do off-roading, my type of off-roading. I don't know. But I'm pretty excited. So there is one coming up, I think, with the Cyber Odyssey with Brian, OG Cyber on Instagram. So I'm going to try to make it. He has a date already, and I have to check to make sure I'm available. I hope I can go. So I'm very excited to do more videos of comparison between the Cybertruck and the R1T. I think what I'm going to do next is just comparing the storage options and utility between the two trucks. I haven't, again, driven enough of the Cybertruck to do any other comparisons. But yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do, is compare like storage options. But that's pretty much about it. I can't even tell you guys how excited I am, how grateful I am, how happy I am to not only pick up a Cybertruck, even though it's mainly Abby's, and even though I'm more of a Rivian person, but just having both trucks, being able to keep the Rivian is like bonus points, huge bonus points. So thank you for all the congratulations, comments and stuff. I know it's directed to picking up the Cybertruck, but in the back of my head, those congratulations, I take it as we kept the Rivian. Thank you for watching this video. If you liked the video, please like. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. If you have any questions, do comment them down below or let me know what your thoughts are. So I took the Cybertruck and drove it to work. I did some calculations to share with you guys how much it would have cost to do that one commute. If you haven't checked it out, please go check it out.